Okay, so this is from the subreddit, Am I the A-hole? The title for this post is, Am I the A-hole for switching to regular milk to prove my lactose intolerant roommate keeps stealing from me?
Okay.
No initial thoughts on that?
Can you read that again? It's the lactose.
Am I the a-hole for switching to regular milk to prove that my lactose intolerant roommate keeps stealing from me? He writes, me and 2 other guys share an apartment together and we split all the bills. The only thing we don't split costs on is groceries. Everyone's in charge of buying their own food and we don't touch whatever doesn't belong to us in the fridge. We put our names on everything so no one gets mixed up. This issue has been going on for almost a year and I'm sick of it. One of my roommates, R, keeps stealing my food. I get home from work and containers with my leftovers are sometimes missing. They have my name written on them. Or my stuff finishes too quickly. My gallon of milk, for example, I buy almond milk because I like the taste. But it seems to finish after a week, even though I've only drank it once or twice. I confronted R about this lots of times, and that's caused a lot of arguments. He outright denies it and tells me I'm crazy, even though it's so obvious. My other roommate and I carpool together because we both work the same early morning shifts around the same area, so I know it's not him. It's always after we get back home and R's already left for work that I notice my food's gone. My roommates also had a similar problem, but not as often as I do. I'm guessing because R just doesn't like what he buys as much. The funny thing is, R buys a lot for himself and is even more stingy about his food. He will literally point out what's his when he comes back from grocery shopping and tells us not to touch it. Last week, my milk was nearly empty again, and I got fed up. I went to the liquor store and bought regular dairy milk. I drank what was left of my almond milk and refilled the gallon with the one I bought. This was to catch or / prove that R was the one stealing since he's lactose intolerant. The next Saturday, we get back from work and R is pissed. He yelled at me that he was stuck in the bathroom for 40 minutes with diarrhea because of my milk. He said he was using it to make a shake. I only responded with, so then you're the one who's been stealing. He frickin' exploded. Yeah, he admitted he was sometimes drinking my milk and eating my food, but he was more mad that I switched milks than the fact that he was caught. I told him I wouldn't have done it if he'd just stopped taking my stuff from the fridge, or at least told the truth instead of trying to make it seem like I was the one making it up. My roommate backed me up and thought it was kind of funny that he got payback for stealing from us. It's a little tense right now, and my roommate told me that R is trying to convince him to agree to kick me out.
This person doesn't sound like a good person.
No, they should kick him out. Mm-hmm. Little does he know, we're both looking to move somewhere else because we're sick of his crap. I told some buddies what happened, and a few of them think that I was the a-hole. I feel like I'm not in the wrong here. He was taking my food and not even owning up to it, and I wanted to prove it. Does that make me the a-hole? What do you think? Is he the a-hole?
Nope.
No.
Not even close. If he would have asked, like, hey, can I use your milk or something? He wouldn't. The roommate wouldn't be an asshole. I think he's an asshole right now because he didn't ask and he was just stealing it because it was obvious. Mm-hmm. And then he lied to him. So.
Oh, lied a lot about it. Like, was asked directly.
He shouldn't have been drinking his stuff anyway.
Mm-hmm. Buy your own almond milk.
I think I told you about when I put hot sauce in my mouthwash.
Yes. Yeah, this was one of the reasons I saw this story and I was like, this is Julian written all over it.
So it's funny, as I was listening to that, my roommate that I did this to, a lot.
Exposed.
Yeah. Whatever. It's funny. He was the same way. He was very like stingy about everything. Like he would buy these dollar beers or they were like 50 cents, the cheapest beer you could buy. And then he'd always try to drink your beer. And then if you asked him for money, but oh man, beer's expensive kind of thing. And he did that with his food. Like we initially tried sharing groceries, like all of our roommates, there was 7 of us.
This was when Julian was in college, so it was a bunch of guys living together in a dorm building.
Yes. Yeah, so then I noticed, so I had mouthwash in our washroom. There was 2 washrooms in this place, so there was 4 of us that shared the same washroom. So we all had stuff in the washroom, and I had my mouthwash. And I was looking I went to go use my mouthwash, and it wasn't a clear container, so I didn't know how much was in it. I go to use it, and I almost slammed it into my face because it was empty. There was like a tiny bit left. I was like, I haven't used this in probably 2 months. So it's like, I asked everyone, I was like, hey, I don't care. Has anyone been using my mouthwash?
I don't care. I'm just interrogating all of you because I don't care.
I don't care, but who used my entire bottle of mouthwash? And then
If my mouthwash is replaced by the end of the day, I won't ask any more questions.
I also noticed my toothpaste was getting used up too. So I started putting my toothpaste in my room.
And what's gross about mouthwash though is that like even toothpaste is still annoying, but maybe not as bad. But mouthwash, like, they're just drinking it right from the bottle. Like that's disgusting.
But anyway, I went and got like hot sauce, like ghost pepper hot sauce, like the hottest sauce I could find, and I dumped it into the pretty much empty. There's probably like, I don't know, 6 or 7 mouthfuls in, so it was like half and half hot sauce mouthwash. So then I dumped it in, and the next morning I just sitting upstairs and just waiting for someone to I knew who it was at this point, so I was just waiting for him to use it. And we're just sitting there talking, and then all of a sudden downstairs, I just hear someone just dying. It's like, well, and then I never said anything. He never said anything, and it was just, I thought it was hilarious.
Maybe you need to write a Reddit story of this and ask the internet if you're the a-hole.
Mm-hmm. Well, I already know I'm not the a-hole.
Well, we've got the same answer for this guy because that's something, if you folks listening, if you're not familiar with Reddit, people vote if they're the a-hole, not the a-hole, if everyone seems like the a-hole, or if there's no a-holes here. And then some bots go through the comments and decide what the end result is. And so the end result is that they are not the a-hole. The top comment here says that you're not the a-hole. As you said, if R wasn't stealing your food, he wouldn't have had a problem. And a person comments below and says, also, it's not like this is a life-threatening allergy. It causes a minor, if smelly, inconvenience. And another person says, how dare you make me face the consequences of my own actions? Yeah, basically everyone on here is just commenting that they're not the a-hole. And also a lot of people are commenting their own stories about bad roommates and food stealing.
It seems like it's part of the college experience. You have to have your food stolen at least once.
For sure.
Okay. I forgot to mention that. The part that pisses me off most about this guy is that he was stealing his leftovers. Some of those you can arguably say or lie about that you forgot or like you didn't know it wasn't yours. But it's his leftovers. They don't bake food together, it seems like. They all buy their separate food. So you're taking his food.
For sure. I guess he could be like, oh, I thought you weren't going to eat these leftovers because they've been sitting in the fridge for a while or something. But yeah, either way, all around, not the a-hole. Don't steal people's food or mouthwash.